can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell. But they never give in. And that's the winner.
Welcome to the American Red Devils podcast. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And we're bringing you the best Manchester United news from this side of the pond. All right, sir. Those were the bagpipes from the remembrance for Sir Bobby Charlton at Old Trafford right before the game. Moment of silence. All the fans at the ground mourning probably the best player, at least for me, best player to ever play for Manchester United, Sir Bobby Charlton. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. End of an era. A legend. Hey, they say legends never die. It was a very beautiful and poignant moment at Old Trafford before our tie against Copenhagen FC. You know, the mood was somber. The first half was somber, but a nice, classy remembrance for the great, eternal Sir Bobby Charlton. A club in mourning, we certainly are, sir. But either way, his memory will be not forgotten, and, you know, he's up on that Mount Rushmore of Old Trafford, of Manchester United, as we say. But either way, we got a football game to break down. How we doing, everybody?
The bagpipes will never die, right? That will never die from the Busby Babes, 1958 Munich air disaster. Sir Bobby was on that plane. The significance of that song, sir, the chills. At kickoff, I was in tears. You know, I don't cry for a lot of things, but, you know, emotions got the best of me. Just an amazing player for this club. And, you know, our love goes out to Sir Bobby and his family, absolute legend of this club. He will be remembered forever. And, sir, when you wear that red, we never die.
We never die. He personifies the great history of this club, the resilience, our ability to fight back after, you know, travesty or catastrophe one after another, and personifies the class, the eternal strength of this great club. Speaking of which, how we doing, sir? We had a game to break down. United get some redemption against lowly Copenhagen FC at Old Trafford. Once again, same story we've seen all season. Tale of two halves, came out flat, no control. 11 didn't really make sense with mixed sauce. Thankfully, Erik ten Hag changed it at halftime. I thought we were much better in the second half, had an opportunity to kill the game, had some truly, like, impressively bad calls from that Italian ref, who it might have been his first game reffing. United get the goal from Magoo, give up a late, questionable penalty at the very end of the game, and Onana, you know what? It's written in the stars. He comes up with a big save. Can't hurt his confidence. We've got the biggest match of the season coming up on Sunday at Old Trafford against our rivals. And you know what? We needed this. It wasn't perfect. A lot of things to worry about. A lot of areas we need to fix. But a win's a win. Win ugly. Fuck it. 3 points. And we're still in it. We're still in the running. But as you pointed out before we got on the pod, you know, this probably just perpetuates the likelihood that we're going to end up playing Europa League football this year. But hey, let's wait for Copenhagen away and Galatasaray away before we go there.
Look, as far as the match goes, I hope Sir Bobby, looking down, missed the first half because it didn't do him it didn't make him proud. What a horrible 11 from Erik ten Hag. He's coming up absolutely, like, the decisions he's making, perplexing. The football we're playing, horrid. No energy at home. Sir Bobby, like, memorial before the game, the players got nothing. There's too many bluffers on the field. I need like 2 cold brews now. I need a cold brew in the first half and in the second half because we're playing so bad. This is some of the worst, like, low energy football I've seen from Manchester United. Maybe that's why I was so emotional pre-match, because everything I know and love about this club is basically gone. even the win here is like, yes, we win, but what does it get us? It gets us a lifeline, but we got to stop playing shit football. This is bad football that Manchester United are playing, and it's tough to watch, sir, for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first half, certainly, like, I was not feeling very happy about that half, especially given the moment, the tenor of Old Trafford in general. I thought it was much better in the second half. Like I said, I think we still have the same issues, creating chances and not taking them. There was a clear penalty. There was a red card where fucking Rashford got fouled out to the box by the goalie last man back. They didn't even look at it. He was onside. And then I've never seen like it. 2 players with one-on-ones with the goalkeeper who didn't even get a shot off in Garnacho and Rashford. So even when we start to get things going in the midfield, which we kind of did, Eriksen made a huge impact. Bruno got pushed forward. The tempo was better. Our attack looks like toothless. So even when certain things are fixed, the other areas of the team, it's kind of whack-a-mole at the moment. So we're not playing great football, but we got a big result, and we need to get whatever momentum we can kind of garner from that to turn it into some positive play, because we know we can play better. We have to play better. And City are no Copenhagen. They're no Spurs. They're the best team in the world, and they're going to come to play, as they always do.
Quick PSA for the podcast. If you like the American Red Devils and you want to support the Muppet Take, that's right. We do this for the love of the game with no sponsors, no ads. We're 100% fan supported. You want to support us, check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/American Red Devils. Behind the scenes episode every single month. Extra benefits. Please check out our Patreon page. Also check out our store, AmericanRedDevils.store. Scarves, stickers, shirts, hats, beanies, you name it. Everything there. Eric Ten Hag's Red Army scarf. If you're offended by me making fun of the football we're playing right now, go buy that scarf. Support our manager. Support the man. He needs it. Code EFL Cup for $5 off. That's right. Defending EFL Cup champions, baby. Sir, tell about iTunes reviews.
iTunes reviews or 5-star reviews of the American Adults podcast. Wherever you listen, it's a great way to support the pod. It helps us get found organically by other top Muppets like yourself. And even better, we got a free giveaway. We're giving away free American Red Devil by John, not by me. I'm not taking any credit. He's the creative genius here on the scarves. We're giving away free American Red Devil scarves. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. Send a screenshot to AmericanRedDevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll personally pick, pack, and ship a free ARD scarf. Send it right to your door anywhere in the world. Here's a great one from Jason ALG16. Best United pod. I found the American Red Devils a few years ago, and it's the best United pod out there. I love the insight on the club and fans. The guys offer, and the banter is top notch. Still not sure why they say sir all the time, but these sirs have me saying it on the regular now. Greatest pod for the greatest team. Appreciate you. We'll tell you about sir when you want to hear it.
You hear that?
Enjoy it while it lasts.
So sweet. Sir, it's Manchester United 1, Copenhagen 0. Old Trafford, Champions League night under the lights. Let's get into that 11. Nana in net. We had Delo, Varane, Magoo, Reguilon back 4. Amrabat, McTominay. That gets you fired up there for an attacking night at home. Bruno in the hole, Rashford on the left, Antony on the right with Højlund up top. How are you feeling about this 11?
I mean, the back 4 picks itself. Good to see Reguilon back in the mix. Good to see Magoo kind of building on his momentum. Varane back in the fold. And the question mark is McSauce. Didn't work last game. Why would it work again? He's good. He's like a...
He scored. He scored against Sheffield United.
I know he did, but he doesn't allow us to play possession-based football and kind of pass through a team. We saw that last weekend. We saw that against Copenhagen. He's like Fellaini. You want him in the box. He's he's like someone who's gonna like cause disruptions, get a chance on net, knock down a ball. He's got good feet, and him playing holding midfielder when we have Eriksson and Mount makes little sense to me, and I think that showed in the first half because we weren't able to pass through their midfield. But what were your thoughts when you saw us 11?
Yeah, no, you had to kind of go for this game a little bit, and with that, two CDMs looked like we're cagey out the gate, and we came out cagey, sir. For being some Muppets, we might know a thing or two. We said start the Dane. I said Dane on Danish crime is what we need.
And he changed the game.
Fergie knew that.
And he changed the game.
I know. You start the Danes against the Denmark team. It's like there's a classic Sir Alex. It's like Wayne Rooney.
Universe.
You got to play him against Everton. He always goes off. There's certain things you just have to do as a manager, and you play the Danes against the Danish team. That's just how it is.
You don't need. I mean, it's funny. Like you look at the 11, you'd think McSauce would end up being a second hold. He was really pushing forward. So Rambat was just by himself trying to play midfield while Bruno and McSauce pushed forward, and we had no control in the middle of the park. I agree, sir, and I'm glad he got it right early. I'm glad he got it right at the beginning of the second half instead of 60 minutes in because Eriksson pushed Bruno forward into his preferred position, and we looked so much.
And also
better.
had the assist to unlock
he
the
did.
goal.
It was great ball.
Jumping in first half, I mean, shitfootball.com holiday sale. I mean, this is what you're getting. A 5th minute.
How did the holiday sale start? It's not even Thanksgiving season.
It's going out of business.
Prime Day.
It's just like literally going out of business sale. We're playing shit football until we go out of business. 5th minute, Copenhagen hit the post. I mean, this should have been a goal. Nervy start from Manchester United. Again, you think we're coming out fired up. Sir Bobby Memorial. Nope. It's going to be the same old bluffing. 15th minute, good first chance for United. Højlund had a shot. He blasted it over. United started growing into the game after the first 20 minutes. Better from United. Højlund backheeled for McSauce, but he couldn't get there. I felt like we had 5 or 10 good minutes here, and then it went away. Copenhagen just like locked down the midfield. You could see the way that they were defending. They let us have the ball with our center backs. We couldn't pass around them, couldn't go through them, couldn't go over them. It was literally like hoofball up, trying to get a knockdown to create some chaos and then attack from there. We had no game plan. Tactics out the window. The plan A was horrible from the start here. That is my main criticism, is we need to show up and just play a team. They're too content sitting back, give us the ball, and knowing we can't do anything with it. 35th minute, free header from McSauce. He blasted over. And 44th, Rashford nearly goes one-on-one with the keeper on the break, but Reguilon gets the pass wrong. Look, it was a rough
chances.
First half.
Like you said, half chances, knockdowns, partial takes, nothing like too clear cut. They probably had the best chance of the half, that first 5th minute opportunity.
And they looked more solid. They looked more comfortable on the ball. They were knocking it around Old Trafford. We didn't look like we had solutions to the problems that they were presenting to us in the first half, and that is what is frustrating as a Manchester United fan. Second half, much better from United. Obviously, Eriksson comes in for some Danish on Danish crime. 50th minute, great save from Onana. Test the keeper was their motto. If I was anyone, I'd be shooting from distance on Onana. They were. He was wise to it. 52nd, Højlund with a great chance, but he was muscled off the ball.
Actually, a pen. This was a spot-on penalty. This ref
that's a Muppet pen.
Listen, I'm gonna Muppet. You can Muppet me around the penalty we conceded at the end of the game, and I'll truly show my Muppet colors. But like, he had a one-on-one with the ball, and the guy held him back in the box. It's a penalty. It's a penalty all fucking day. And the one with Rashford was even worse, bro.
It goes to the VAR. If the ref doesn't call it on the field, it's not clear and obvious error.
Yeah, but they're not going to overturn the VAR with Champions League.
No, but the whole point, if the ref watches it and it says no penalty, they're not going to overturn to penalty. The burden of proof would be higher.
I understand,
for it to be
but
an error.
I'm blaming the ref. I'm not blaming VAR.
Just
the ref
like
was
at
terrible.
the end, if the ref calls it penalty, they're not going to overturn. The whole thing is VAR is kind of simping for the ref.
But the ref is shit, is what I'm getting at.
But once VAR starts simping, you better watch out. 54th minute, great shot from Eriksson. This is a great chance. The Dane came on, and it looks like we were a different team. But the question was, why didn't we start him from the get-go? That's kind of what the Muppets thought. 55th minute, a great chance for Rashford, but he was offsides. 58, another great chance for Rashford, but a heavy touch.
This was ridiculous. Has to be a really good shot, and this happened to two of our players, which didn't even contribute to XG because we didn't get a shot off. But that just tells you how our attack's doing at the moment.
63rd double sub, Lindelof and Garnacho on for Reguilon and Antony. Garnacho one-on-one, has to score, has to get a shot on target, but again, heavy touch gives it to the goalie. Sir, the unlikeliest hero of all, Harry Maguire.
Beyond. Bruno Fernandes. McTominay beat to it by Vavro. Ericsson into Maguire! It's Harry Maguire! When Manchester United needed him most, Maguire was there. Breakthrough. Relief as much as joy. Yeah, suggest this
Look, great goal. What a cross by Ericsson. Whips it in. He's the difference maker coming in at halftime. And Magoo just, ooh, that is tight. That is tight. I thought they were actually going to nip that one off sides. If you look at it, it's his leg, but it's on. It's a goal. The dunk header from Harry Maguire. This is something we wish we saw so much more at Manchester United, but they have come far and few between for Harry Maguire.
They have. You know, I think the captaincy really weighed heavy on him. He made some really bad choices from a PR perspective in terms of some of his interviews. I think with him not being the captain, I think it's unshackled him to a certain extent. He played really well in this game, a lot of confidence, was pushing forward, was playing aggressively, and a great goal from him. I love those type of headers, bro. Like headed into the ground.
Respect, man. Respect.
Put some respect in his name.
As I'm saying, he's earning it back. He looks like a player that we should not be selling in January if he's going to keep playing like this. So good on Magoo. Great ball from Ericsson, and just, I'm glad we converted.
No, like I said, for all the hate Magoo got, most of it was off the pitch. It just strikes me as kind of a numpty off the pitch.
No doubt.
As far as on it, like, hey, good, get some confidence. Huge goal, big spot for United. We need the 3 points. Like, could you imagine drawing Copenhagen? Now we're in a great place in the group. And you got to win away in Turkey. I got to tell you, like it's going to be a tough one. But it's exciting. This is very good for Harry Maguire, and if he does well, his price tag goes up, or he can stay. It just depends. 78th
Imagine
minute,
that. You imagine he like fights his way back, and all of a sudden he's started.
Increases the price.
Yeah, that's
tag.
what you made.
78th
40 mil.
minute. You can't have Magoo and Lindelof. You got to pick one. That's my rule. You got to pick one of those. You got to pick one of those two. They ain't good enough.
The Chuckle Brothers.
Yeah, one of those two chuckleheads. 78th minute, Garnacho with a great chance save. McTominay rebound just wide. 82nd, good chance for Bruno. They had Martial for Højlund. And then the big controversy here was the 96th minute it was an up kick. Sir, let's just get into the penalty here. Actually, let's rewind for the call.
Show more of that, ref.
Yeah. Tell me what you feel.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
They're up for Ericsson, and Lindelof is still forward. And I'm not quite sure who he was passing that to. Bruno Fernandes has been taken clearance and didn't forward. Oh, and McTominay's given a penalty. McTominay had a hack at a clearance and didn't get it, and the referee's given a penalty here.
There's a desperate lunge. He just needs to get something on the ball. Making sure he knows how Linucci is there. Once he swings his leg, he has no idea and makes contact.
It was young Højlund who made it possible,
Exactly. That should have been a red either.
To one kick of the football. Jordan Larson against Andre Onana. Oh, he saved it! Onana has kicked it out!
Huge save from Onana. Look, that sealed it. We won. I also love Onana freaking out like, yo, bro, we got a corner, bro. Then the ref was
good.
That was like
good instincts.
That's a great react. No, he's look, I love Onana. I like it's just a shame he's kind of just, like I said, switching goalies, like be careful what you wish for. It's very hard. It's the goalkeeper is such a mental spot. Hopefully this gives him some confidence. He's the big man. He's just down on confidence. So it's all about finding confidence, finding form. This team is looking for the same. Harry Maguire is looking for the same. Hopefully this game is the game that we found that form, found that confidence, because we're dying for it. Look, this team, rightfully so. Manager gets the 11 wrong. First half is rough. It's not a great it's Copenhagen at home. You should be stomping them 4-1. It's not a game if you're really looking at the rosters and where we are. Sir Bobby night, the whole thing, I think the Sir Bobby thing got me. Laying that wreath and watching that first half, oh my God.
I mean, that was the most emotional I've been in a Manchester United game since Fergie retired. Because, I don't know. I have a personal connection with hearing bagpipes.
Paris.
Thinking of death.
Rashford scoring the penalty in Paris for us to go
This is
through.
more morbid.
That made me feel like we were back.
But
unfortunately,
we weren't back.
We weren't back.
We're not back.
We weren't
We're
back.
not going to be back for a while.
I thought we were back.
We're
I
not
thought that
back.
was it.
But
I thought we were back.
Players that needed redemption got some redemption. There are a lot of players who need some redemption, right? Like Hoyland needs a goal. Rashford needs some goals. Bruno could use some more assists. But Magoo has gotten a lot of criticism from fans, rightly so. He's done some stupid shit from England fans. Well, some of them are numpties. And Onana, he's had a horrible start. Let's be honest. Like, the transition, like you said, is never easy for a new goalkeeper to come in ever to a new league, to join Manchester United. Some of the greats struggled, De Gea included. What's his name? My head is going right now. But, Schmeichel had a tough start to his Manchester United career.
Think his horrible. I think Onana isn't a horrible start. I expected it to be tough for any goalie coming in. And I also didn't think that, De Gea played that horrible last year. But if you're going to, people are going to always kill the goalie. Like, goalie's hard. And
it's
heavy
weighs
weighs the crown. So, I always thought, it was tough for De Gea at times because it gets in you get in your head, and then now Onana's in it. I'm not gonna just go hard out on Onana, dude. I think he's a good player. We've seen him play well in the Champions League. It's the United thing. It's the jersey's heavy thing.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look at the captaincy. Maybe the different form with Bruno and the increase in form with Maguire. I think ever since he's gotten rid of the captaincy armband, he's played a lot better at this club. And I'm hoping that he's going to have a worldie on Sunday against those dirty blue bastards from across town.
And what's crazy, the majority of his errors are shot-stopping errors, and he's not a shot stopper. He plays with his feet.
I know.
Usually when you're playing out with your feet, you get caught.
He had a couple of those too, to be fair, in the last couple of games.
Well, not as. I'll tell you what, Fred's not passing the ball to the other team in our box anymore.
That's true. Where's Fred?
I miss
you
that.
miss Fred?
It's like Fred plus Maguire. I think that might have been the issue. But
Harper,
regardless, it's
Harper.
De Gea was a shot stopper, we got the opposite guy. It's okay. Shouldn't go too hard on anyone. Sir, match reactions, 15 shots for United, 16 for Copenhagen, 5 on target to therefore 50-50 possession at Old Trafford. Not great. They also beat us on XG. Unfortunately, I know you were talking about that one. Already making excuses.
Well, they got the pen. A pen is
2.12 to 1.84 in our house.
Remember,
inferior opposite. You have to call it like you see it.
But penalty is 0.9 XG. So take the penalty out. And
no, because they got it.
Of course they got it, but they got it saved. And those 2 1-on-1s, we never got a shot off, and one of those has to be a goal. So keep that in mind. If you don't shoot, it's not an XG.
At the end of the day, before Magoo scored his header and before their penalty, it was dead even. Just like the 50-50 possession was at home, at Old Trafford, against a team out of the Danish league. That's not good enough for Manchester United. That is the end. I love this team. I love this club. I want everyone to do well, but we are not playing well at the moment. And it looks bad. It's hard to watch. And it's like, the fact that we came out with this 11 just blew my mind, and then I saw us play the first half. It's like, that's not a good sign. These are things that are ailments at United at the moment, and I have no idea what the fix is other than somehow these hero wins just kicking us into some form that I haven't seen yet.
Well, you know what? Second half, that's an 11 that you could go with. That's an 11 that you could go with in some capacity, even against the City. I would like, I like
Mount?
to see, with Casemiro back. We have so many midfielders now. It's crazy. A couple years ago, we had no midfielders. Now we got a shit ton of midfielders. I want to run it back.
Number 7,
I want to run
Where's
it back.
My mate?
The team that beat them last year at home, sir. How about Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno, bro? That midfield at times was the best midfield in the league last year. Casemiro's going to be back. Eriksen's looking up to form. Bruno's still got it. Run that back.
I don't know.
I don't know this guy. Tell me what you really think.
Dude, why play Mason Mount and Bruno and Casemiro when you got
I don't understand. He
Amrabat
signed
and
him.
McTominay? At the end of the day, it's
Amrabat
like-
at least defensive. I mean, McTominay, he's a box guy.
He didn't have
Put
a
him in
great
the
game.
box.
Didn't have a great
No,
game.
he didn't. Well, he got hooked for a reason.
Group A, where do we stand? Bayern Munich, 9 points. No surprise there. Galatasaray, 4 points. 3 of those they got in our house. Probably that is up there. I'm going to say that Galatasaray game at Old Trafford, we kind of glossed over that one. That was one of the most embarrassing losses I can remember. There's been a lot of them. That one was like comical. That one was like, it included a penalty missed as well. And that's the 3 points. That's the difference. Imagine if we have the draw against them, we are ahead in that spot, second spot.
Onana had 2 huge errors, right? He had a giveaway that led to a goal, and he had just like a limp wrist that led to a goal. So that makes it a challenge to win games if your goalie's having a mar. And you know what? He was great from a shot stop perspective against Copenhagen, and he came up with a big fucking penalty that saved us all 3 points. He needs the confidence. The team needs some confidence. We're not playing well, like you said. The manager is not getting it right from 11s, like you said. And we got to just figure it out by hook or by crook. And that takes like a little bit of luck, a little bit of tinkering. And I think it's time that we throw back old school and play that midfield that we played last year. Because that midfield's solid when everybody's fit. Casemiro should be ready. Eriksen's got match fitness to at least play 60 minutes. You know, put in fucking Amrabat after 60 minutes, but go out and try and play football against City.
I mean, it all comes down to the next match in the Champions League. Copenhagen away November 8th at noon Pacific. But if you look at the group and how it's probably going to stack up, and you can never predict it, but United are going to have to go into Turkey. You have to beat Copenhagen. That's like must win.
Must.
And then you have to go into Turkey and get something and hope Bayern slaps them again.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to work here is you got to go to Turkey and get something. And
you win those 2 games, you're good. If you beat Copenhagen and you beat Galatasaray, you should be okay.
And the best thing we have going for us is that we don't have to play in Turkey until late November. November 29th is when we play Galatasaray. So if we can sort it out, get some players healthy, start playing goodfootball.com.
Shaw could be back.
Watchablefootball.com.
Watchable.
Watchablefootball.com. We might be able to do something. So I think that is a benefit. But, sir, what do we know? Let's check in with the manager, Erik ten Hag.
Yeah, it's his job to give him advice, or give him let's say coach instruction, and then of course Andre has to decide, but he gives him some instructions.
And how would you like the performance overall?
First half, no good, difficult. It was so they were well organized. Copenhagen, it was difficult to create chances. We didn't get the right building up, so we didn't get the tempo in the game. The second half, I think, was better. Also, first half, the pressing. By moments where we got some press on, but by far not in many occasions or in a long period. So second half was both things were better, and the building up was better. We got better constructions. We had more switches. We created more chances, and I think finally the win was justified. But yeah, it was a narrow escape. Sorry.
You mentioned on Saturday that Harry Maguire was playing more like...
It was like the narrow escape at the end of Star Wars. They launched the missiles into the Death Star. They get out by the hair on the chin. Look, Ten Hag called it right. Bad first half. Created more chances. And, Onana stepping up. It's a win. It's a good team win. It's all about getting the vibes up, getting the confidence up, and playing well in future matches. Speaking of future matches, sir, we got a match, sir. We have a big match against Man City. That's right, Old Trafford, Sunday, October 29th, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, sir. Are you ready to go? It is the derby. We're ready to kick up blue.
Fuck them. Beat them up. Cheating.
Who's ready to get
115
slapped?
charges. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. Here's the thing. You can't start like shit because The difference between Copenhagen, God bless them, how many people live in Denmark? 3 million? And fucking Manchester City is if you play like shit for a half, you could be dead by halftime. The game could be over. So we need to not start like dog shit and give ourselves a chance in this game.
Sir, we can't start like dog shit. That's the advice from the assistant coach here. Games won, Lifetime versus City, 78, drawn 53, lost 59. They're catching up.
I'm probably just saying it's edging up, bro. It used to be like, they lost like 48. Now it's like 60. They're going to be a parity in like 5 years.
First time we played 1891, we won 5-1 FA Cup. Those are the days. Last 5, lost 4, 1-1, 2-1. That was in last January. Obviously lost FA Cup final in embarrassing fashion, 2-1. And before that, the first game in the EPL, which is very similar to this one, at home in our house, 6-3. And you remember those garbage goals from Martial, so it was really 6-1. Holland with a hat trick at Old Trafford. Please don't let that happen again.
Yeah. I mean, let's play.
Yeah. All right, you forgot about that one? The Holland Hattie?
Of course I forget about that one, bro. Holland Hattie. It was at their house, and there was no Casemiro. So Cass is fit, playing like shit. But you know what? We need a big game to turn the tide, and you know we could also be sitting here on Sunday talking about how much we got like fucking beat off the park 4-0. So you got to show up. You got to show up, play good football, and you know what? I don't even care if they lose, but just play with some pride, play hard, play direct, quick, attacking football, defend as a unit, play all 90 minutes, and even if you lose, I'd be proud. Just don't go out there and play like dog shit and roll over, because that's unacceptable. That's it. It's not about the result, it's about the performance at this point.
City is shaky coming into the game. Shaky. They lost to Wolves 2-1.
Your favorite team.
They beat RB Leipzig 3-1. They lost to Arsenal 1-0. They beat Brighton 2-1. They did smoke Young Boys today. And again, I just know that they are not, their mojo's not clicking. They're still winning. They're looking for a special curb stomp.
They're like second in the league. That's the best part. They're not playing well. They're like 2 points out behind high-flying Spurs.
They're usually like Terminator 2, liquid metal form is kind of how they look like.
They're T1 right now.
T1000.
They're T1.
They're the T1000 right now. They're vulnerable. History about Man Shitty, you know them. They are founded in 1880 as St. Mark's West Gordon. They became Ardwick Association Football Club in 1887 and Man Shitty in 1894. Home ground is the Shitboxer. And obviously, they wear the sky blue, known for match fixing back in the early 1900s, which led to a bunch of their all-star players coming to us via John Henry Davies and Manchester United winning their first title. So usually when they cheat, we benefit. They have a lot of allegations out right now.
Are we going to benefit? I doubt
Are we going to benefit? Are they going to get relegated? Can we get Holland for cheap? Let's see. You never know. They play the 3-2-4-1. Erling Haaland up front. The Norwegian destroyer, the one that should have played for United, but Johnny Murtaugh missed the phone call, sir. It's brutal.
Classic Murtaugh.
You don't know any of their players. John Stones, Alvarez, Silva, Rodri,
Foden,
Akanji, Walker.
Cavs. They got the Cavs on the fucking bench, bro. They're stacked. It's like Kanji, who gets he's injured. Who else they got? They got everybody else. They just spent 100 million pounds on a defender. Yeah, they're stacked.
They remind you of United back in the day. Just players that just could come off the bench and they just look amazing. You don't know who they are. Everything's coming up roses.
They're a well-run club. They're probably
We're
the best
bizarro
run club in
Manchester United
Europe.
at the moment. Everything we touch just turns to dog shit, sir. Speaking of dog shit, the injuries, Martinez out, Malacia out, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Mainu, Casemiro should be back. Johnny Evans has a knock. Jadon Sancho's playing hooky, and Ahmad, he was on the training pitch this week, but apparently the return might be a longer term. Given those injuries, given we're playing Man Shitty, what's your starting 11?
Okay. Onana, Delo, Varane, Maguire, Reguilon. This was yesterday's lineup. I think I might change it. I'm going to do the old school midfield from last year that was playing so well. Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno. I'm going to play Rashford on the left. I'm going to play Højlund up front. And I'm going to add an extra midfielder in Mount on the right. Play Bruno in the center because Bruno's the best 10 on our team. So stick him out wide. And he is really good at pressing, better at pressing than Anthony. And Anthony ain't offering shit at the moment. So why not give Mason Mount a chance? He signed him for $60 million. So you're up, buddy. Who you got?
Eric, that midfield played in the FA Cup final. Did not go that well, sir. So you're going back to that.
We beat them 2-1, and I don't think we lost because, we don't need to I don't want to talk about the FA Cup final again, bro.
I'm just letting you know. That was like a wet noodle match. That same midfield.
Who was the most culpable?
Onana in net. I'm going to say it's going to be Dalot, Varane, Maguire, Reguilon. It picks itself. We don't have a lot of options. You got to go Casemiro, Mason Mount playing. That's where he should be playing. He should be playing Mason Mount and Bruno. That's why they signed him. He should play him forward like he did with McTominay. I don't know why he's doing it with McSauce. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
We signed Mason Mount because he could do both.
Yeah.
Right? He can track back and he can attack. So it's that hybrid attacking midfielder that just like gives you more versatility. That's how he should be playing. Rashford should be on the left. The Danish destroyer, the Danish dog, Højlund up front. And you got to go with Antony on the right. He's going to come good, sir. We spent so much money on him. He's eventually going to stop bluffing. One day he'll get it right.
I hope so.
Right?
I hope so.
Actually, I'm playing Antony because the manager will not stop playing him. He is the new Wout Weghorst. He's undroppable. No matter what, he's so undroppable, Jadon Sancho decided to play hooky, right?
Yeah, everyone misses Jadon Sancho, right?
Well, it's
Jadon Sancho. There's gonna be like, I'll tell you what. Do we have this like
if
we
that
have
contributed to it, right? It's
we have
like-
a Mount Rushmore of like greats at Manchester United. You need like 10 fucking heads for all the bad transfers we've done over the 10. You couldn't pick a top 4 bad transfers. I mean, you need 10 at least. Like,
no, but I'm just saying, like the whole Antony not being dropped on the right, and then you have Sancho, that probably contributed to the problem. Like a little, like Antony has been like undroppable despite him being bad.
I don't think Anthony's poor performance is a justification for Sancho's like abhorrent behavior.
No, I
like,
agree.
Embarrassing.
But
He's an embarrassment
I said
for an athlete.
contributing. I didn't say
Play
cause of.
fucking
I didn't
Mount.
say. I
Play
didn't say
anybody.
justification for. I said contributing factor to like he has guys. He plays those guys. It was encouraging in preseason. I thought maybe we see him at 9 or something.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see no one in our attack is scoring, so it's not like we don't need
Nobody is.
somebody to
They
score.
scored 1 goal.
So like, I don't like that he's on the outs because he's making a lot of money. We pay him a lot of money and he could be playing for us. I'm not saying that what he did was great, but I'm saying if somehow it was avoidable and he could play.
It's over. We'll get to it in the news.
Sir, what's your score prediction for this one?
The bookies first and foremost. United, the underdogs. We need to show up as dogs. Plus 370, draw plus 300, minus 140 for City. I hate to say it. That's
I'd be
easy
hammering,
money.
hammering City. To
Easy
win here.
money. 140. Are you kidding me? You're like minus
That's
340.
free money.
It is.
It's free money for City to win.
I'm guessing 4-1.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's true. It's exactly what I
3-1. It would be
it's
generous.
probably 5. It's probably 5. Like it's Holland. It's Holland with the hat trick. Maybe
5-1.
5-1.
He hasn't been playing that well.
It used to just be like,
I don't hear any
City scored a lot.
nostalgia FC over here.
But like, do you remember where we were when we watched Balotelli and that like Why Always Me game?
that was
and that was
2011.
like the
That was
most like
2011.
mind-blowing thing that's ever happened. Like City scored 6 goals against us.
And that was Fergie, bro.
And it was, I know, but it was like, it was so, you could not conceive of it. You could never even understand how we could lose by that much or City could just destroy us that badly. But now it's like, we're like expecting 4-1, 5-1. That's kind of where we are as a club. And it's just, it's tough. It's tough, sir.
They are the,
it's tough.
you can actually say this, they are the single best team in the world, and we are not.
And they're cheaters.
Of course they are. They're giant fucking cheaters. But you know what? Shame on the FA because they've turned a blind eye. And we'll get to some great stories about other teams who have cheated and are going to get punished. But apparently City's immune to that. Let's get in some news.
United in the news. Sir, we got some news on the Ratcliffe Chemical Empire. You want to walk us through this one?
So we're hearing details continue to roll in around Ratcliffe's minority bid. This is from Bloomberg, so this is not The Sun. This is not The Independent. This is a proper publication. And basically, long story short, is they're getting reassurances that, mainly from the Ineos side, that he will not be tapping the Ineos' financing to provide the cash necessary for him to put the cash infusion into the club. He's going to be dipping into his own personal finances. Now, whether or not we add additional debt, or wash out some debt and then put debt to build a stadium, I have no idea. None of us have any idea. But this is just some additional momentum around the minority deal. We are hearing, through the grapevine that things are moving forward. Just some legalese to be worked out, but a deal ain't a deal till it's a deal, as we always say, until it's announced, because like you said, it's a public company. But Ratcliffe, apparently he's got enough coin in his pockets. He's a bit of a tax cheat, but that's what rich people do these days, to afford that 1.4 billion pounds in cash straight out of his own pocketbook. That must be nice.
Like I said, if we had some more Patreon supporters, we would be in this process. So
A
if
few more.
you haven't
Couple more.
signed up, patreon.com/America Red Devils. There's still time. He hasn't done the deal yet. We just need about $1 billion.
Hurry up.
Sign
Be
up in
quick.
24 hours.
Be quick.
Next one, you put this article here. Jadon Sancho's Manchester United career is 90% over. I love who calculated that 90%. This is like the funniest shit.
Not
I've ever
100%?
seen. It's like, it's 91.35%.
It's 100%
It's like,
over. It's 100% over, as it should be.
it's not a good thing. It's like, I don't know. That's too easy. It's like the whole like hate Jadon Sancho, sell him for nothing. Like, it's not good. If you watch all the documentaries on Sir Alex and how things are dealt with the club and how you deal with drama internally, it's like you don't want it to become public. You don't want to blow it up, and you don't want to sell this guy for nothing. That's not good. This isn't like ridding Sancho for like a bargain basement price is not a good thing for Manchester United. I think this was just generally fumbled. I think it wasn't meant to go as crazy as it did. It did. And at the end of the day, the fact they can't reconcile this one, it just sounds very petty to me. Like, you look at Magoo out there, it's like, he's scoring for United. Like, Sancho should be wearing the shirt and just like getting back to it. Obviously, we'll learn more about this one whenever the Jadon Sancho book drops in probably a decade from now. But it's a shame. It's this one to me. I look. Sancho's probably like he came back, didn't look fit. Still a baller. We had him at 9. We had him at 9 in preseason, and then all of a sudden we start the season, he's not playing there. It was just one of those things where who knows what happened, and it's just a shame it didn't work out. You don't want to, like Anthony, for example. It's not like great that guy's not working out. It's just these things are just killing the club. We're killing the club with these deals.
I 100% agree. And you know what? Even if Jadon Sancho didn't go south with the whole thing with the tweet and the bullshit and like I won't apologize, which I've never seen ever at Manchester United, maybe at other clubs, but I've never seen that once. We would still be selling him for a discount, because guess what? He was not worth £73 million, and he certainly isn't worth the £340,000 a week we pay Jadon Sancho. So shame on us. This is just another example.
He's way like you could have gotten 30 for him. Now you're getting like 5
Maybe
and paying
30,
his wages.
bro.
You're getting
Nobody's
nothing.
paying for him, bro. He's not that good, and he has no work ethic, and he's got a bad attitude, bro.
Public spats and throwing mud with highly paid players that you are like £60 million and a contract is not good business.
It's not.
It's not good for the club. This is like literally, we don't know how to manage a team 101. Clearly, if the manager and him don't get along, you cover it up. You do whatever you can to keep it in-house and sell them in January, versus this giant like airing of the grievances. This drama show is not good for Manchester United, and that's because we're a badly run football club. You foist. You're dealing all these big money stars. You got to learn how to foist them to Chelsea for $30 million. Like, that's how you have to go. You can't be doing these deals. And so this Sancho one blew up in our face. If you're running Manchester United, this is bad for business.
This is one of the references in Jim Ratcliffe's postmortem about all the bad signings we've done. We talked about Casemiro, bringing him in for huge money at 30. Same with Varane. I would argue there's more value in Casemiro because at least he doesn't get injured every other game. Even when Varane plays, he's great. It's just that he's not. Dude,
If it's a 5-year deal, you get one good year. and he's
No, it's
getting
shit
paid
deal.
top dollar.
It's a
not
shit
good
deal. And this is not a good deal either because as they pointed out, it's like nobody else was in for Jadon Sancho, and we somehow paid 73 million pounds for him.
It's the wages.
It's the wages, bro. Fuck the money. It's like you paying him as much as a world-class player, and he is far from that. So it is a bad look for the club. It's a bad look for the player. You can't say sorry, bro. Like, see you later. Have fun in Saudi.
Who knows who's putting there's also more to the story, in my opinion. Like, I'm not going to believe everything the male prints are like. What there's a United line of grievances. There's a Sancho line of grievances. I think Sancho's probably more in the wrong here, but at the end of the day, you don't know. It's the Muppet Press. The next article, sir, quickly, De Gea from Neil Custis in the Sun. So be careful who you trust.
Tier 4, bro. Didn't even make the cut.
He might be coming back to United. I'm pumped about this one. Look, if Onana goes back to the African Cup of Nations, which he previously retired from 3 months ago, now he's unretiring. We need a keeper. Bring De Gea back for a couple of matches. Send him off into the sun. I would love that. I think he kind of got a hard done by the club. He's in Manchester. There's some little where there's heat, there's fire.
He's available.
He's available.
He's very available.
He's very get him in. Put the kid on him, have him clap up the fans, give him the show, dude. We need something like that. Maybe De Gea comes back, the vibes start playing. Maybe De Gea is the party man. I don't know. We need something. We need something, man.
Bro.
We need something.
Hey, we have no idea what kind of player Altay Bayındır is. We have never seen him play. I never saw him play before he joined Manchester United in the summer.
What's his name again?
Altay Bayındır. Fuck you, bro. You fucking pronounce his name, bro. It's hard to know what his name is.
I would say backup goalie.
Number 2, Altay Bayındır. They don't. I don't know. I probably butchered that. Apologies. He seems like a nice lad. We have no idea what our backup looks like, and also we did get the bait and such. Onana, he's a character. I like Onana. The guy's a wild child. He's an absolute fucking wild card, and he's like, I retire, I unretire. That's fucking insane. Because the African Cup of Nations is kind of a rub. It's like, what the fuck? They take off 5 weeks every January. It's preposterous.
It's the worst.
Every year? Every fucking year? Are you kidding me?
It was like when I saw he wasn't playing AFCON, I was like, okay, fine, we can sign him. Then he retires. That's
So give him, you know what? So like if there is, I don't believe Neil Curtis. I mean, it's like if this is the Guardian, that'd be one thing, but it's the fucking Sun, which is a rag. But if they're like, hey, I'll give you a 1-year deal and we don't have to pay you like $10 million a year.
Muppets like
we
rags.
are Muppets.
Yeah,
so I would
rags.
say like, sure, I'll give him a 1-year deal at $100,000 a year or $100,000 a week. So that sounds good to me.
Next bit of news here. Everton facing 12-point deduction as Premier League demands financial fair play punishment. Again, Everton broke the FFP rules after recording heavy financial losses. This is hopefully this is what's coming for Shitty. Shitty should go to the
That's why I included this.
Shitty should there's only one fair punishment for them. They need to go to the championship. It's relegation. They got to be relegated. 100% that club what Everton did is not as egregious, right? They just kind of had these losses and they basically ignored them.
They had one breach.
I know.
They had one breach.
But the problem is with City, it's like they got to go. I think the best thing for the integrity of the game, and this is one of those things where it comes down to it, and all this stuff with all this sports washing that's coming in, and you're already seeing it with Newcastle, right, where they have the Saudi sponsor on the front of the shirt, and then they got the Saudi
Fucking
airline.
insane, dude. Fucking insane.
And what's amazing about those deals is the governance of how you value the sponsor is so abstract, so that like the Saudi sponsor on the front of their shirt has to basically can't pay more than market value, but market value is determined by a bidding process, and guess who the highest bidder was?
Saudis.
It was the Saudis. So the Saudis are paying the most out of anyone to sponsor their own teams from the PIF, and then basically funneling the cash into the club in a more quote reasonable way than Shitty did, which they just blatantly lied about it.
They eventually started doing this, though.
But the rules are still pretty like gray, and the Saudi sponsors are paying more than anyone would pay. So it's just not a good look. And the way they get around it is you got to knock City down to the championship. They'll be back the next season, blow up the contracts, blow up Pep. That's the only way that it would work. And that would set the tone for everyone else. Now, if you don't set the tone, what are you doing? Right? Qatar might come and buy Tottenham.
That's the rumor.
They might break the rules too. So you got to kind of let these guys know what the deal is.
If you're gonna punish Everton, you gotta punish City because their crimes are so much more egregious over such a longer period of time. Honestly, fuck the championship. Send them to League Two. It'd be great for the league to like not have City for 3 or 4 years and let the rest of us minions fight it out for once. But this is the game they took on, man. Like they let in Abramovich first. That was the same thing. That was sports washing vis-a-vis Putin. Then they did it with City. Then they did it with fucking Newcastle and the Saudis. If the Qataris come in and buy fucking Spurs, it'll be the same shit. And it's too late, bro. They've basically proven that like we have no morals as it relates to money and boosting the league. So like why punish Everton when other clubs around them have done so much more egregious shit? When Everton are a historically relevant club, one of the OG clubs, I think one of the longest in the Premier League.
Longest tenure in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's like, and
Premier
City
League.
are a nobody who can't fill out their fucking
But it's
stadium.
bad for business. So number one, it's not going to happen.
No, of course it won't.
The fair punishment is relegation, right? They should be relegated.
Multiple relegations.
I know where you stand. I'll take relegation. I'll take relegation, right? I think it should be relegated. I think that'll hurt the club. I think that'll kind of reset them away from Europe, away from a lot of things, and then incur the injustices, right? Because you have to think 10-year period, how many titles were lost, everything we've talked about since then. So it won't happen because just like in other major sports, like in MLB, when the Astros were sign stealing and made it to the World Series, won the World Series, Boston Red Sox were accused of it too. They just cover it up because it's bad for business to have like one of the most commercial teams that people want to watch on TV and kick them out of the league. It just hurts business. So they're not going to do it, right? It's just everyone is in their self-interest, and
it makes them look bad.
Punishing like the top performing team is not good for business. Jumping to fan questions at J Galdo, 1991. I'll tell you what, it feels good to win 3 in a row, sir.
Doesn't feel like it.
We used to win 3 titles in a row. Now we're celebrating 3 wins
Nostalgia FC.
in a row. You know what? 07, 08, and 09. 3 in a row, sir. Never forget it. At Love of the Bulls, 18. Thank you, Maguire and Onana, for saving us. These two definitely deserve the break from the heavy criticism. Jadon Sancho should take notes and apologize to Ten Hag because he's been a bad boy. Because we sure as hell need help on the right wing. Damn straight.
We do. And you know what? Shout out to AWB and Maguire, right? Because they got froze out. They didn't fucking, throw their toys out of the prem, as we say. They knuckled down. They worked hard. And both of them have a role to play at this club.
At Country Esquire, what in the world is Ten Hag thinking with that midfield? McTominay clearly gained charity for those goals. Let's not forget he's also given up 2 penalties in as many games. Sure, the late pen was soft, but it's also unskilled, clumsy, and rash. Not unlike the player.
Ouch.
What do you say?
Ouch. I mean, he's not wrong. We talked about it. The midfield looked lost with him in it, and then they switched it, and it changed everything.
That was a bad 11. That was the
Yeah,
manager.
but he fixed it, bro. But he fixed it. I know you like to harp on the negative, but
No, but we have not started a game good. The last game we started well when the plan A worked was EFL Cup, brother. Like that was like.
Bro, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, like, he made a mistake.
Was it Burnley B
Fixed the
team?
mistake,
The last game we
and
showed
got
up
the
and we
goal.
played a team off the park with our starting 11 was Burnley B team in the EFL Cup. Like, are you kidding me? At Miller KDJ, redemption night at Old Trafford. Hard game to watch, but couldn't help but feel happy for Maguire and then Onana. Look, it was a great ending. And look, footballing gods, they are just. Maguire getting his for working hard and ignoring the criticism, and Onana getting his. You love to see it. At Jamal Mota, sirs, football, bloody hell. What a crap game generally, but it's been years since I out loud chanted the Harry Maguire song, Play It Now. Mixed sauce with another sloppy penalty, and Onana finally does something Dave Says couldn't do and saves our UCL hope. Here comes the derby. Here comes the buzzsaw. Man, the Champions League's never felt so far out of grasp. Remember when with Ole, We got out of the group where we playing Atalanta, winning like at the death with Ronaldo, kind of all over the place, barely getting out of the group. I feel like we get in the Champions League and we used to be guaranteed to get out of the group. Now we're just like all over the place, destined for Europa League.
Have you seen our front office? Have you seen sweaty Richard Arnold at pub hour? Come on, bro. What do you expect? Alex Gill, the guy like who went to go run the FA. It's a step down. These guys are first-rate clowns.
At Will Ritters, first of all, love the pod. Do an outstanding job covering the biggest club in the world. Thank you. Second, what do you think of Bayern Deer? Why hasn't he got a chance at one game yet this year? I understand getting Onana's confidence back, but we should at least give him a shot. I would have thought so. I would have thought Onana deserved the drop, at least for a game. But, you know, Ten Hag, you know, Anthony doesn't play well, it plays him. Onana's struggling, he plays him. Seems to play people, you know.
You know, I think the chance to do it was probably that Palace game midweek where we rolled him. I tend to agree, but I think it's like he knows he made a big bet with Onana. He's our guy. You got to the only way to get him back into form is to give him minutes and give him a chance to redeem himself. So goalie's a hard one. Goalie's like a lot of places people don't like to switch it up.
This is the tweet we're going to end on. Great one. At Espresso United, sorry for smiling FC. Shit football, Magoo game winner, Onana the hero. And you know what? We'll probably show up against Shitty because nothing at our club makes any sense right now. Coffee and dark ales at the ready because who the hell knows which one you will need on Sunday. I think that's a great point. I think we're thinking we're going to lose, and I think we might win. You know, I literally think we could just like all of a sudden, where did this team come from? He starts Mason Mount. He plays Mason Mount where he should be playing him, and he looks like a world-class player. Like Mason Mount, curler, top corner, baby.
We create some chances, and we fucking actually like, bro, we could win 2-1, and we could lose 4-0. It's like, you know, this team is schizophrenic.
You never know, sir, but we're going to be watching the ups and downs and all around here at Manchester United. That is it. That's the podcast. You like the America Devils? Thank you for supporting us. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/America Devils, americadevils.store for your merch, americadevils.com, shipfootball.com. Holiday super sale, going out of business sale as well. Hopefully that's over before we kick off against Man City. Sir, you got our top downloads last 7 days.
Number 1, how you doing? Los Angeles, California, Dublin, Ireland, Chicago, Illinois, San Francisco, California, Dallas, Texas, New York, Brooklyn, New York, Miami, Florida, Philadelphia, PA, and last but not least, Melbourne, Australia. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week out, week in. Hey, big game of the weekend. Never say die. This is Manchester fucking United. We'll never die.
Damn straight.
Fuck City. Let them have their fucking blue sheet, whatever, bro. I can't sell at a fucking stadium. Let's just slow down that crazy Viking bastard and play with pride. Play with pride and not embarrass ourselves. And you know what? We'll all feel okay on Sunday.
We're ending with the one we haven't played on the pod in a long time. He deserves it.
Long time.
Got the winner. Let's go.
His head's fucking massive. 1, 2, 3, 4.